Hello.
Election 2016 seems to have been especially inspirational. I've never had so many people ask me so often how to get involved in politics since Donald Trump was elected the next president of the United States. This video, I want to give you 10 practical ways to get involved in politics that don't include voting or writing letters or making phone calls to your representatives. I am not a big fan of the letters and phone calls to representatives. I can't imagine what good it would do to write a letter to Ron Paul and say, please bail out the bank, because it's not going to happen. And just like the corporate welfare loving senator is not going to listen to you if you write a letter and say, I hate corporate welfare, they'll say, I know who pays my bills. Some say that they listen. I feel like it's more important on a local level. If you want to talk about letters and phone calls to representatives, I would keep those to my city council members, people who are closer to your hometown. In general, you would get more bang for your buck by trying to influence public sentiment. As Abraham Lincoln said, public sentiment is everything. Without it, nothing can fail. Against it, nothing can succeed. People will look at a politician and think that that person has power, or they themselves feel powerless. If you look at the example of, say, Martin Luther King Jr. in the political realm, and he made huge political changes, but having never assumed an elected office. Conviction and ideas are powerful. There are lots of different avenues for influence, and that's what I want to share with you, is what ways can you use to gain influence in the areas that you are passionate about. So the first one, and this is kind of a gimme, but I'm surprised at how few people put their money where their mouth is. Even small contributions, so donate to organizations and candidates you support. I give, for instance, $10 a month to the Reason Foundation. I appreciate what they do, so I give them $10 a month in addition to the magazine subscriptions that I have for myself and gift to other people, because I like to spread the good news. If you're a civil liberties lover, you could donate to the ACLU. And then, of course, candidates who support your issues. Adopt a candidate, and even if you start small, if you just take off a bite-sized piece, that's the key. So number two, alongside with donating to organizations and candidates that you support, you can also volunteer your time and your talents to organizations and candidates that you support. And this has the added benefit of giving you vocational experience and networking you with other like-minded people. The third thing I would suggest is that there are ways to gain influence that are going on all around us. So there are protests. For instance, there is a protest planned during Donald Trump's inauguration speech at 4 minutes and 20 seconds into his inauguration speech, and now you probably know what I'm going to say. Thousands of people are going to light up marijuana on the mall lawn as a protest against his Attorney General nominee, Jeff Sessions, who said that good people don't smoke marijuana. You can also write letters to the editor. If you're a persuasive writer, use that to your advantage. Find publications printing articles on your subject, because then it's timely, and then you can respond to those and thereby be printed. Something that you could also do, people are kind of surprised to find that you could do this, is hold a press conference. You do not need any particular credentials. Of course, it helps to have credentials. So if you have credentials that you can use to bolster your platform, then by all means use it. But anyone can hold a press conference. It's more ambitious, but you just Google for a list of media contacts, you write a press release, you can Google how to do that, you shoot out your press release to all the media contacts. Somebody's always looking for news, and then you schedule it with a date and a time. You can reserve the press room down at the Capitol or wherever else you choose to have your press conference. So you pick your time and your place, and that's of course in your press release, and you give them quotes in the press release, because sometimes they will act on a press release alone, but you can have a press conference accompany it as well, and you can take turns, have a few people speak and then get coverage for your issue. Social media, there's a reason that there are paid trolls, because social media is more effective than you might realize in reaching people. What happens in social media matters. I mean, look at all the people who have become stars on YouTube. If there are issues that you're passionate about and you are doing research on them, disseminate that information information. Help your friends and family. Give them the information that you find. They say no army can stop an idea whose time has come, and those ideas spread from person to person. And of course, you can make friends with other people who are also activists who care about what you care about. And so now you're networking with other people, you're getting more information for the causes that you care about. So that's a good way for you to get more information and then disseminate it to people that you care about. I've heard a lot of people criticize using social media for politics. You can't just make a sweeping statement. Those issues that you're passionate about, you have every right to share your passion with your friends. And obviously, if you become a pyramid scheme type marketer and you don't shut up about your one thing, then you're probably going to get unfriended and you're probably going to make some people mad. Hopefully you do it with savvy. You are emotionally intelligent. Instead of going on the attack, bring attention to what you support. Along with that, social media, reaching your friends and family, get your friends and family involved. So if there's something that you care about and you know your friends also care about that issue, or your family. My first campaign that I volunteered on, I got my grandparents involved with me. So the three of us, my grandma and grandpa and I, we campaigned together and we had a good time. It was a fun thing to do together and it was a good memory. You can say, I'm helping install yard signs for this candidate who I believe you would support because, and you tell them why, give them the day and time, and then you get food together and make it fun. Number 8, you can attend meetings. Google your local party offices, find out when your meetings are. There are branch political operating units, say BPOU, where you find out where you can go and when to attend meetings that concern either your local government or the election year issues. There are always meetings going on either with city council or with your local political parties, but you will be inclined to find them if you Google those issues that you care about or parties that you would tend to support. Find them and call them and ask what you can participate in. And then you can learn how to caucus. I've also done videos on that, but there are any number of meetings that you could participate in and you could become a party officer, you could gain influence that way, or you could just simply participate and vote and leave. But you would walk away better informed about the process and better informed about issues. And you would also meet people. Number 9, simply signing petitions. So you could go online, you can search your issues, and you can add your name to those issues. Be one of the many ants carrying that log, showing support. Always try to find people that also stand with you. Final thing I would suggest would be to run for office. You're able to draw attention to the causes that you care about. When you run for office, you share your issues. So in a debate or in questionnaires, you are able to influence the discussion because people want to know what you think when you run. So whether you win or you lose, you're still able to get your ideas out there. And so it's a platform of sorts. Just running for office in itself, without even getting elected, is a platform. Look at someone like Bernie Sanders, wasn't the nominee even. Ron Paul, who he didn't win the presidency, but his ideas have spread to lots of people. If we want things to turn around, we need politicians to know that they will be accountable, that we won't support them if they act contrary to their word. If you just take off a bite-sized piece, that's the key, because politics is often a recipe for burnout. We want to see the change, and so a lot of times people burn themselves out. So they start huge and then they fizzle out and they never want to be involved again. So don't do that. I hope that was practical and helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them below. Thanks for watching.